In problems 39 through 53, we want to find the derivative of some more complex expressions. And so for the first one, we're going to apply the power rule directly along with the sum or difference rule. And we get f prime of x is equal to 2x, and the derivative of 5 is 0. Then the derivative of negative 3x to the negative second, we bring down the negative 2, we'll get plus 6x to the negative third. So we bring down the exponent, multiply it by whatever's there, we multiply the signs also, and then we reduce the exponent by 1. In the next one, we'll rewrite that first as t squared minus 4t to the negative third. So g prime of t will be 2t, then plus, because negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12, then t to the negative fourth. 2t plus 12t to the negative fourth. Now for problem 43, the easiest way to handle this is to first rewrite it by dividing each term in the numerator by x. Now because that's a simple denominator, we can split up the top over each term over x. And then we can simply divide or cancel. So that'll end up being 4x squared, then 3x. And this is still the original function. This is not the derivative yet. Then we'll find f prime of x using the power rule, and we'll bring down the 2, so we'll have 8x plus 3. X to the first becomes x to the 0, which is 1. We bring down the 1. 1 times 3 is 3 times x to the 0, which is 1, and that's also 3. We'll go on to the next one and we'll handle that in a similar way. We'll divide everything down. So instead of splitting it up, I'll just divide each term directly. X cubed over x squared is x. Negative 3x squared over x squared is negative 3. Then plus 4 over x squared will be 4 plus 4x to the negative second. Now we're ready to take the derivative of that using the power rule. So the derivative of x is 1. Derivative of negative 3 is 0. Then we'll bring down the negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Then x to the negative third, reducing the negative 2 by 1. In problem 47, we're going to multiply this out first. So we'll distribute the x to each of those x squared plus 1 terms. And that gives x cubed plus x. And the derivative of that would be y prime is equal to 3x squared plus 1. With problem 49, we're going to rewrite again. So square root of x, remember, is x to the 1/2 power. Then minus 6. Cube root of x is x to the 1/3 power. Now we're ready to apply the power rule again. So the derivative of x to the 1/2 is 1/2 x. Then reduce 1/2 by 1 gives us negative 1/2. Then minus 6, we're going to bring down the 1/3. So it'll be minus 6 times 1/3, or minus 1/3 times 6, however you want to look at that. X, subtract 1 from 1/3 gives negative 2/3. Again, if we wanted to simplify that, we get 1 over 2x to the 1/2, and then 1/3 times 6 is negative 2, or minus with 2 in the numerator, over x to the 2/3 power. For s to the 4/5 minus s to the 2/3, we'll apply the power rule directly. So h prime of s will be 4/5, then s, and 4/5 minus 5/5 would be negative 1/5. Then the derivative of negative s to the 2/3 will be negative 2/3, s to the 2/3 minus 1, or negative 1/3 power. And again, I won't simplify each one of them. I think you can see how you would write the negative exponents in the denominator if you wanted to. Finally, we're going to rewrite 6 square root of x as 6x to the 1/2. Then plus 5 cosine of x, and the derivative of f of x, f prime of x, will be 1/2 times 6 times x to the 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2, then plus 5, and the derivative of cosine of x is negative sine of x. So to simplify this, half of 6 is 3, x to the negative 1/2, then 5 times negative sine is minus 5 times sine of x, and that does it for this problem and this group of problems here. We'll go on to exercises 55 through 58 in the next video.